It's the Sheff United Way. My name's Hal. You already knew that. Let's talk about Jesurun Rak-Sakyi, a right winger, a left winger, a midfielder, a left footer. He scores with both feet. He's 21. He's 5'10". But I am not going to tell you all the information about him. Like, I could have got a Crystal Palace fan on to talk about him. That's where Sheffield United have loaned him from. But he played far more games when on loan 2022-23 season with Charlton Athletic. 43 league appearances, 15 goals. So I have Charlton season ticket holder and super fan Math Morrison joining me. Math, how are you?
Hey Hal, I'm all right, mate. How are you? Lovely introduction, by the way. You've done a lot of research, a lot of work got into that.
Yeah, the things that I read from Wikipedia. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You look like 𝗟𝗴𝗶𝗲 if he sort of slept in his car.
That's the look I'm going for, mate. I'll be honest with you, I didn't really want to do this. I've got other things to do, so just make it quick.
Let's just make it quick. He sounds like my honeymoon. So, Math, let's talk about Jesurun Rak-Sakyi because you watched him, I would imagine, play every single one of those home games at Charlton Athletic.
Mate, he's great. Like, we got him off loan of all teams, Palace. Obviously, a bit of a rivalry between us and Palace. He come in, he made an immediate impact, scored in his debut. As you said, went on to score 15 goals in all competitions. I mean, to be fair, he was way too good for League One. Way too good for a really poor Charlton. I mean, we've been bad for a long time. And he came in, he got player of the season. He absolutely stormed it, mate. He was fantastic. Tricky winger. Like, he played on the right, sort of 4-3-3. So he played on the right. Not scared to take players on, get the ball, and he'll just run at them. And it was refreshing for us because it's been a long time, mate, since I've watched any quality football. And that continues, by the way.
Yeah, I'll probably continue. Who was the last really exciting player before Jesurun Rak-Sakyi that played at Charlton?
Who was the most exciting player? Well, Gudmundsson was a good one for us because he could get goals from when he could hit the ball. There was another boy actually who we sold to you guys. What was his little name?
Jamal Campbell-Rice.
No, not him. No, there's another guy. Mate, there's no joy at Charlton. There is nothing to cheer about. I mean, I don't really want to go, but
it feels like a duty and an obligation, does it?
It is. It's almost legally binding. Like, I'm a bit annoyed with my dad. Like, in London, you've got so many teams he could have taken me to, and he was selfish. He took me to Charlton because it was down the road and very cheap, so it sort of suited his pocket. But it was just, so that's kind of stuck, and there's not an awful lot to do around here, unfortunately.
Well, there you go. I think people have got a real insight into Jesurun Rak-Sakyi. So Jesurun, of course, a biblical name, as is your name.
Morrison, that goes back to the diary a long way,
So, of course, Jesurun, now an exciting player, has also been representing England at youth level. He is actually eligible to represent Ghana. Now, you've seen him. What's the ceiling for this lad? And that's the reason I mention international. Is there a possibility that he will one day play maybe for the England full setup, or would he more likely not go beyond England? He's only played England under 20 at the moment, but what do you think?
I think it's going to be, getting into the England team at the minute is competitive. It's hard, especially with the attacking options we've got. He'll do great at Sheffield United, I'm sure of that. Like, he absolutely smashed it in League One, and like, he went back to Palace last season, mostly sat on the bench. Absolutely should have gone out on loan last year. 100% should have gone to a championship team. He'll do fantastic. I'm looking forward to watching him. Unfortunately, obviously not at Charlton. Will he go on to play for England? Possibly. 21? Why not? I don't see why not.
All right. So when you talk about his strengths, you've kind of given us an idea about some of those attributes. Let's just focus on those for a moment. So if you were to pick the three things that he's best at, what would you say?
He's tricky. Give him the ball and he won't be afraid to take players on. And he can score as well. He's not scared to hit the ball and get goals. And he's exciting to watch as well. Like, you don't get much excitement down in League One. Like, the most excitement we go is down to the canal and sort of poke sticks into the water. So you're going to get excitement, mate, from that. So excitement, shots, tackling, passing, Probably can take a corner. I don't know. I've not looked into that. Maybe he's good at throw-ins as well. He's got it all covered. Tick, tick, tick.
Okay, so you don't remember him taking a corner?
Don't really remember. Corners don't really bed in with me, unfortunately.
You're not one of those. Okay.
Not really a corners kind of guy, no.
Not a corners guy. That's fine. I'm not a numbers guy in any way, shape, or form. And on this channel, I often have to relay numbers, and I usually get them wrong.
Sorry, mate. You do put a lot of work in. Like you've done at least 4 or 5 minutes research, and added already more than I have regarding the stats and the facts.
Yeah, you never know how good, or in this case, bad, the guests are going to be. But so he could play right wing, and his career has played 51 times on the right wing, 17 goals, 12 assists. He can play left 38 times. He has 26 goals from the left and 12 assists. Now, you've mentioned the formation you played. Sheffield United are going to play 4 at the back this season. We already have, of course, the season's already started. Do you think there'll be like one up top and then he'll be out on the right cutting in, or do you think?
Most definitely.
You don't think he'll play on the left?
No, I don't think he'll play on the left. He'll sit. Basically, if you play one up top, he'll sit. It's not really a traditional right winger, but he's kind of also works as a forward role. So he'll definitely run at the goals, run at the ball, run at the goals, run at the goal. Not
do a goal.
Take pads on. Yeah, he'll fit fine in forward at the back. Absolutely. Sort of sitting out quite wide.
I don't like to pick on weaknesses, and there might not be any that you can, remember. But do you have anything you can share with us? Does he? Does he have any winger weaknesses? Do you think?
Right. I mean, he does switch off. Like he's,
okay.
He can get complacent, and you'll get a few games where he'll completely go missing. We could have done just as well without Rak-Sakyi playing. But fortunately, that won't be every game. It will be, probably 1 in 4. But the trade-off, the creation, the amount of things he'll do going forward, he'll get assists, he'll get goals, and he'll get man of the matches, and he might even get a golden boot for you guys. I can see him getting 20 goals in Championship.
I'd be surprised if he gets 20 goals, but hey, if he does, we'll clip that. Now, I read an interview with him where he said he's worked harder on his off-the-ball work. As Blades fans often say, the unseen work. I mean, as a sort of passive football fan that wouldn't really watch too many games, you might not know what on earth that means. I'm not saying that's either of us, obviously. We're actually wedded to the beautiful game. But was there times when you watched him and you thought, yeah, he doesn't always do the harder bits?
I don't think there are many wingers that do that. Yeah, sure, you get it with the wing-back roles, but what out-and-out wingers or forward wingers, wide men like tracking back?
Yes,
they don't. They love the glory. They want to be on TV. They want to get the goals, the golden passes, the top bins. You're going to get that. You're going to get grafting from Rak-Sakyi, unless he's changed. Maybe, as you said, he's done a little bit of homework. He's gone back and he's read some books, dipped into the Bible, done a little bit of this. You might be right, mate. And who knows? But he'll still always be a Palace player. Well, not always. He may do a switch one day to you guys.
Well, that's where I was going to say, do you think there's any hope of Sheffield United, if this season goes well on loan, of the Blades actually signing him when, of course, we win promotion?
I think so. It's going to be, you'll find out off the back of how good his season is. If he has a great season, I don't know if he's got a recall, can Palace get him back in January, if he's having an absolute blinder, if he scored like 74 goals before Christmas. Palace going to go, can we have him back?
They probably would say that.
Palace have got a lot of good players, a lot of young talent as well. So, I am surprised he's gone out on loan to a Championship team, because I think he's got enough abilities to have done well in the Premier League. So they may stick around. He may go back next season. He may get recalled. But if you guys go up, I don't see why not. You should be playing in the Premier League. Okay,
Matt, before we close, 3 questions for you. Where are Charlton Athletic finishing this season?
Well, I think we're going to have an awful season just to continue our current run in the 3rd division, aka League One. I'm going to go for 12th, sadly.
Ouch. Okay, and when will Sheffield United play Charlton in the league again, in your estimation?
I was hoping it would be next season, mate. I was hoping, we'd go up and you'd be there, and we'd go for a beer or a cider in your case, a local bar. But probably 2054, probably possibly the next 30 years in the league, depending on our trajectory and also yours. But sadly not next season, mate.
And final question, are there any maybe exciting young Charlton Athletic prospects that we should keep an eye out on?
We've got some youngsters coming through. We've got Zach Mitchell. He's a youngster, about 20-ish, come on in the cup game against Birmingham. Centre back, big lad. I think he's one for the future. Daniel Kanu scored a lot of goals at youth level. He's making some breakthroughs. But mate, we constantly churn good players. So mate, come down to the Valley one day. Come watch the kids play football.
Bit of a trek for me at the moment. I'll be honest, if I'm going to make a trip to the United Kingdom, it will be to watch Sheffield United. I've got to say, I like Charlton Athletic. I think there's a lot of similarities between Charlton and the Blades. I think that the stadium as well is one that every time I see it on telly, I have to do a quick double take. I wish you well. I do want you to do well this season. Good luck with the chore of going to watch them. And Math, thank you for telling us about Jesurun Rak-Sakyi.
Peace and love, brother. See you next time.